Hermeticism is a complex, philosophical and esoteric tradition that traces its roots to ancient Egypt, with the figure of Hermes Trismegistus at its core. In recognition of his mastery of philosophy, priesthood and kingship, he was granted the epithet Trismegistus, meaning thrice greatest. However, prior to the 2nd century AD, he was identified by the repetition of the Greek word megas, 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 meaning great 3 times, as evident on the Rosetta Stone to signify the immense wisdom and knowledge that he embodied. Hermes Trismegistus was not only known by his Greek name, but also recognized as Thoth in the Egyptian tradition, a deity with associations to writing, magic, and wisdom. Hermes Trismegistus was later identified as a messenger and authoritative interpreter of divine matters, earning him the epithet of Mercurius, which refers to the Roman god of trade and commerce, who was also believed to guide souls to the underworld. This association with Mercurius was not only due to the surname, but also because Hermes Trismegistus was regarded as a guide who could lead individuals towards a deeper understanding of the divine realm and the workings of the universe. His teachings on the principles of Hermeticism emphasized the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of seeking spiritual and intellectual enlightenment through inner transformation. The Hermetic teachings, also referred to as the Hermetic Principles, provide a comprehensive framework for understanding the nature of the universe and the workings of the human mind. These principles have influenced various fields of study, including alchemy, astrology, and modern spirituality. The 7 Hermetic Principles are a foundational aspect of Hermetic philosophy and outline the fundamental principles that govern the universe and our place within it. The Hermetic tradition emphasizes the unity of all things and the interconnectedness of the universe, with an emphasis on the idea that we can tap into universal wisdom to transform our lives and understand our place in the world. The Kabbalion, a text attributed to the 3 initiates, outlines the 7 Hermetic principles that form the basis of the Hermetic philosophy. These are the 7 Hermetic principles, as according to the Kabbalion. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The principle of mentalism emphasizes the power of the mind and its ability to shape reality. According to the principle of mentalism, everything that exists in the universe is a manifestation of the universal mind. This universal mind is infinite and eternal, and it is the source of all creation. In other words, the principle of mentalism suggests that the physical world is a reflection of the mental world. Our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality, and we have the power to create our own experiences through the power of our minds. All 7 principles have implications for various areas of life, including spirituality, psychology, and science. In spirituality, the principle of mentalism suggests that the divine force that created the universe is within each of us, and we have the power to connect with it through our minds. In psychology, that our thoughts and beliefs have a significant impact on our mental health and well-being. By changing our thoughts and beliefs, we can transform our lives and create a better reality for ourselves. In science, the principle of mentalism is reflected in the field of quantum mechanics, which suggests that the observer has an impact on the outcome of an experiment. This means that our thoughts and beliefs can actually change the physical world around us. In summary, the principle of mentalism emphasizes the power of the mind and its ability to shape reality. As above, so below. As below, so above. The principle of correspondence posits that there is a correspondence between the different planes of existence, the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. It emphasizes that everything in the universe is interconnected and reflects the same patterns, laws, and principles. This principle suggests that there is a harmony and unity to the universe and that everything is part of the same whole. In spirituality, the principle of correspondence suggests that there is a connection between the physical world and the spiritual world. This connection is reflected in various spiritual practices, such as meditation, prayer, and ritual. In psychology, that there is a connection between the conscious and unconscious mind. This connection is reflected in various psychological theories, such as Carl Jung's theory of the collective unconscious. In science, the principle of correspondence is reflected in physics and astronomy. For example, the laws of physics that govern the behavior of particles on the atomic level are reflected in the laws that govern the behavior of larger objects, such as planets and stars. In summary, the principle of correspondence emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things in the universe. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The principle of vibration posits that everything in the universe is in a state of constant motion and vibration. It emphasizes that everything in the universe is energy and that energy is constantly in motion, and that everything in the universe, from the smallest particles to the largest galaxies, is vibrating at a specific frequency. In spirituality, the principle of vibration suggests that everything is connected and that we can raise our vibration through spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, and mindfulness. In psychology, that our thoughts and emotions have a vibrational frequency, and by understanding this principle, we can become more aware of our thoughts and emotions and work to raise our vibration. In science, the principle of vibration is reflected in fields such as physics and chemistry. For example, in physics, the vibration of particles is reflected in the study of wave mechanics, which describes the behavior of particles as waves. In summary, the principle of vibration emphasizes the constant motion and vibration of everything in the universe. Number 4. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This principle posits that everything in the universe is dual and possesses two poles or opposite aspects. Opposites, although seemingly different, are actually identical in nature, differing only in degree. The extremes of any given thing meet, and all truths are but half-truths. Furthermore, all paradoxes can be reconciled through an understanding of this principle. This concept applies not only to the physical phenomena, but also to mental states. For example, the seemingly opposite mental states of love and hate are in fact merely different degrees of the same thing. By understanding this principle and using the appropriate Hermetic formulas, it is possible to change one's own mental polarity as well as that of others. The principle of polarity helps explain many paradoxes that have perplexed thinkers throughout history. For instance, the paradox of thesis and antithesis can be reconciled by recognizing that the two are identical in nature but differ only in degree. Similarly, the paradox of opposites being the same but differing only in degree can be explained by the fact that all things possess two poles, which are merely the two extremes of the same thing. In spirituality, the principle of polarity suggests that we can find balance and harmony in our lives by embracing both the positive and negative aspects of our experiences. In psychology, that we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves by exploring both the light and shadow aspects of our personalities. In science, the principle of polarity is reflected in fields such as electromagnetism and chemistry. For example, in electromagnetism, the polarity of a magnet determines its attraction or repulsion to other magnets. In summary, the principle of polarity emphasizes the duality and balance of everything in the universe. Everything flows, out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. The principle of rhythm posits that everything in the universe is in a state of constant change and fluctuation. It emphasizes that everything in the universe has a natural ebb and flow, a rhythm that governs its movement and evolution. This principle suggests that everything in the universe moves in cycles, from the smallest particles to the largest galaxies. In spirituality, the principle of rhythm suggests that we can find peace and harmony in our lives by embracing the natural cycles of change and learning to go with the flow. In psychology, that we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves by recognizing the cycles of our moods and emotions and learning to work with them rather than against them. In science, the principle of rhythm is reflected in fields such as biology and astronomy. For example, in biology, the circadian rhythm governs the natural cycles of wakefulness and sleep in living organisms. In astronomy, the movement of the planets and stars follow natural rhythms and cycles. In summary, the principle of rhythm emphasizes the natural cycles and rhythms of everything in the universe. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. The principle of cause and effect posits that every action has a corresponding reaction, and that everything in the universe is governed by laws of cause and effect. The principle of cause and effect emphasizes that there are no coincidences in the universe, and that everything happens for a reason. This principle suggests that every action we take, every thought we have, and every word we speak has a corresponding effect in the universe. In spirituality, the principle of cause and effect suggests that we can take responsibility for our lives by understanding the power of our thoughts and actions and the corresponding effects they have in the world. In psychology, that we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves by recognizing the patterns of behavior and thought that lead to certain outcomes in our lives. By becoming masters of ourselves, we dominate our moods, character, qualities and powers, as well as our environment, and we become the movers instead of pawns. We play the game of life rather than being played and moved by the wills of others. In science, the principle of cause and effect is reflected in fields such as physics and biology. For example, in physics, the laws of motion dictate that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In biology, the cause and effect relationship between environmental factors and genetic expression is a fundamental principle of evolution. In summary, the principle of cause and effect emphasizes the interconnectedness and interdependence of everything in the universe. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. The principle of gender posits that everything in the universe has a masculine and feminine aspect, and that these aspects are present on all planes of existence. It emphasizes that the masculine and feminine principles are not limited to human beings, but are present in all of creation. These principles are not limited to biological sex, but rather represent universal qualities that are inherent in all things. It is important to note that every male entity contains the feminine principle, and every female entity contains the masculine principle. In spirituality, the principle of gender suggests that we can find balance and harmony in our lives by embracing both the masculine and feminine aspects of our being, regardless of our biological sex. In psychology, that we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves by recognizing the masculine and feminine qualities within us and learning to integrate them in a healthy and balanced way. In science, the principle of gender is reflected in fields such as physics and biology. For example, in physics, the complementary nature of the masculine and feminine principles is reflected in the wave-particle duality, where particles exhibit both masculine and feminine qualities. In biology, the male and female reproductive systems represent masculine and feminine principles at work in the process of creating new life. In summary, the principle of gender emphasizes the universal presence of the masculine and feminine principles in all of creation. These principles offer a framework for understanding the underlying laws that govern the universe and, by extension, our lives. The first principle, the principle of mentalism, reminds us that our thoughts and beliefs create our reality. By cultivating a positive and optimistic mindset, we can attract positive experiences and outcomes in our lives. The second principle, the principle of correspondence, highlights the interconnectedness of all things. By recognizing the interconnectedness of everything in our lives, we can cultivate a sense of compassion and empathy for others, and act in ways that benefit not only ourselves, but the greater good. The third principle, the principle of vibration, emphasizes the importance of maintaining a high level of energy and vibration. By engaging in activities that raise our vibration, such as meditation, exercise, and spending time in nature, we can cultivate a greater sense of well-being and inner peace. The fourth principle, the principle of polarity, teaches us that everything in life has an opposite, and that we must embrace both the light and dark aspects of ourselves. By accepting and integrating our shadow side, we can achieve greater balance and wholeness in our lives. The fifth principle, the principle of rhythm, reminds us that everything in life moves in cycles, and that we must learn to flow with these cycles rather than resist them. By embracing change and going with the flow of life, we can cultivate greater resilience and adaptability. The sixth principle, the principle of cause and effect, highlights the importance of taking responsibility for our thoughts and actions. By recognizing that every action has a consequence, we can become more mindful and intentional in our behavior. Finally, the seventh principle, the principle of gender, emphasizes the importance of balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine aspect of ourselves and the world around us. By cultivating a greater sense of balance and harmony within ourselves, we can create more harmonious relationships and contribute to a more peaceful and compassionate world. And I will leave you with one question. How can the insights gained from this visual presentation help you cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, and inspire meaningful change in your daily life? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest content. Join the Elysian Soul community and never miss out on new videos.